There's an ancient belief that no dog ever enters your life by mere chance. What if the eyes that met yours, the paw placed gently in your hand, or the silent presence beside you in your darkest hour, was part of a soul agreement made long before you took your first breath? According to the great sleeping prophet Edgar Cayce, when a dog chooses you, it's not just companionship, it's destiny fulfilling itself, right here and now. If you've ever wondered why your dog found you, prepare yourself, because the answer Edgar Cayce revealed might forever change how you see your beloved companion. Almost a century ago, a humble man named Edgar Cayce earned an extraordinary reputation. Known as the sleeping prophet, he would close his eyes, drift into a trance, and speak of events yet to unfold. Over his lifetime, he gave more than 14,000 documented psychic readings, foreseeing world wars, predicting the Great Depression, and even describing technologies like the internet decades before their existence. Yet hidden among these monumental visions was a quiet, tender prophecy that went unnoticed for decades. Edgar Cayce spoke gently of dogs, describing them not simply as pets or companions, but as spiritual messengers. He saw these beloved animals awakening to a higher purpose, choosing specific people with whom their souls had made agreements long before either was born. Cayce's words carried warmth and wisdom as he explained that dogs would act as guardians, healers, and teachers coming into our lives at the very moments we need them most. But this prophecy lay quietly forgotten, overshadowed by more dramatic predictions until now. Today, countless people sense something profoundly spiritual in their relationships with dogs, something deeper than coincidence, stronger than chance. And now, Edgar Cayce's overlooked prophecy finally reveals why certain dogs and certain people cross paths. Imagine for a moment the universe as a great cosmic tapestry, woven from countless threads of destiny. Within this divine pattern, nothing ever truly happens by chance. Every encounter, every meeting, every connection is guided by a silent and unseen hand, each moment carefully designed for growth, healing, and love. Edgar Cayce spoke softly of such encounters, describing them as sacred soul agreements, or what many now refer to as cosmic contracts. According to Cayce, souls destined to meet agree long before they enter this world to find one another, each promising to help the other grow in ways deeply profound and beautifully mysterious. These cosmic contracts explain why dogs so often find us exactly when our hearts need them most. Maybe you felt it, that quiet, unmistakable sense of recognition when your dog first gazed into your eyes. It's as if you both silently acknowledged, "Here you are. I've been waiting for you." Edgar Cayce said something remarkable about these soul companions. The four-legged guardians will awaken when the earth enters its new vibration. In other words, our world is shifting into a new state of awareness, an era of spiritual awakening. And dogs, sensing this profound change, are stepping forward to fulfill their spiritual roles, not merely as pets, but as guides, healers, and guardians of our hearts. Cayce described dogs as disguised masters, sent to teach us the lessons we most urgently need to learn unconditional love, patience, forgiveness, and presence. They embody virtues humanity has forgotten along its journey, gently reminding us of our truest selves. Through their quiet presence, they awaken ancient abilities hidden deep within us, abilities humans once possessed, but slowly lost over the centuries. Even today, modern science echoes Cayce's mystical insights. Researchers document stories of dogs sensing illness before medical tests can detect it, comforting their humans before signs of emotional distress become visible, and responding telepathically, seemingly guided by an unseen force. Science calls this anomaly, but Edgar Cayce called it awakening, a remembering of abilities we once held as naturally as breathing. Take a quiet moment to think about your own dog. Perhaps your beloved companion appeared when you were lonely, grieving, or searching for direction. Or maybe they simply stayed close, without judgment, through your toughest times. These aren't random acts. This is your cosmic contract gently unfolding, fulfilling a promise made in a realm beyond our sight. Could it be that the gentle soul beside you chose you long before either of you entered this world? Could it be that your dog's quiet presence in your life is the universe gently whispering, "You are not alone. I am here, walking this path with you." Because, according to Edgar Cayce's beautiful and profound insight, when a dog chooses you, it isn't merely friendship, it's destiny itself, softly unfolding, bringing two souls together, precisely when they need each other most. The path of the chosen. The first stage of awakening Edgar Cayce described is called the sensing. This stage isn't loud or obvious. It's subtle, intimate, and profoundly meaningful. Dogs begin to perceive the invisible, a silent world of emotions, thoughts, and unseen forces. Maybe you've experienced this yourself. Has your dog ever appeared quietly beside you exactly when sadness began to rise in your chest? Or perhaps nudged you gently just before illness took hold, long before any symptoms appeared? Doctors worldwide report astonishing cases. Dogs detecting cancer before medical tests can. Dogs quietly comforting grieving humans before tears begin to fall. This isn't coincidence. This is the first wave of spiritual awakening Edgar Cayce foresaw. A sign your dog senses something deeper, something hidden inside you. If you've ever felt this, even once, pause and reflect on what it might mean. Your dog might already be awakening, guiding you gently toward a hidden truth. The second stage is known as the connection, and it's even more profound. Cayce described dogs establishing powerful telepathic bonds, communicating through thought, intention, even shared dreams. Have you noticed your dog anticipating your actions before you even move? Perhaps you felt a quiet, intuitive understanding, a thought gently passing between you without words. Studies have documented extraordinary connections, moments when a dog inexplicably knows their human's intention from miles away, or shows up precisely when emotional support is needed most. Scientists call it non-local communication. Edgar Cayce called it the awakening of souls who share a sacred frequency. Next time you notice your dog quietly looking at you, ask yourself, what if they hear your thoughts? What if your dog knows your heart better than anyone else ever could? The third and most powerful stage is known simply as the mission. Cayce saw dogs evolving into true spiritual healers, transforming negative energies, cleansing spaces, and gently healing their human companions with a mere touch. Maybe you felt it, your dog's gentle touch dissolving anxiety after a long day, instantly filling your heart with comfort and peace. Perhaps you've sensed that your dog quietly absorbs the pain in your home, transforming sorrow into serenity, loneliness into warmth. People from all walks of life now share remarkable stories of dogs healing deep emotional wounds, cleansing homes of negative energy, and acting as guardians against emotional and spiritual harm. These aren't stories. These are awakenings, sacred soul missions, unfolding quietly, gently, yet powerfully, right before your eyes. Take a quiet moment and look deeply at your dog. Could your gentle companion have chosen you, specifically, to fulfill their mission as healer and guardian? And if so, are you ready to open your heart fully and embrace the profound truth Edgar Cayce revealed so long ago? Behind Edgar Cayce's mystical insights lie stories from everyday people who've experienced firsthand the remarkable bond between humans and dogs. These stories aren't merely anecdotes, they're evidence of souls fulfilling their cosmic contracts. Emily never expected how deeply her rescue dog, Milo, would change her life. After losing her mother, Emily fell into a deep depression. On her hardest days, she struggled even to leave her bed. But Milo, quietly sensing her despair, gently nudged her awake each morning, patiently guiding her outside into sunlight, into life. One evening, Emily felt overwhelmed by sadness, lost in her grief. She didn't notice the dangerous gas leak silently filling her home. But Milo sensed something invisible, something wrong. He barked softly but urgently, persistently pawing Emily until she stepped outside, bewildered, but trusting his insistence. Moments later, emergency responders confirmed Milo's extraordinary intuition had saved her life. Emily later said, "It was as if Milo awakened to his guardian mission exactly when my soul needed saving most." Milo wasn't just her dog. He had become her guardian angel in fur. For Mark, the bond with his elderly Labrador, Sadie, went far beyond companionship. They shared an understanding so deep, words were rarely needed. When Sadie passed away peacefully one autumn evening, Mark's heart was shattered, the silence overwhelming. But one night, shortly after her passing, Sadie appeared vividly in Mark's dreams. He saw her clearly, bathed in a gentle, radiant light. Her eyes, calm and reassuring, seemed to speak directly to his soul. Mark later described it as a profound message, a quiet yet unmistakable reassurance. "I'm still with you. Our souls will always be connected." Mark awoke feeling a warmth and peace he'd never known before, his grief gently transformed into quiet acceptance. Sadie had crossed worlds to heal him, fulfilling her promise, a promise made long before they met. Sarah always believed that adopting a dog was about giving them a home, saving them. But when she visited the shelter one rainy afternoon, she had no idea she was the one being saved. She walked slowly past rows of hopeful eyes, each dog quietly awaiting their destiny. Suddenly, she felt an intense gaze Charlie, a gentle, quiet retriever, watched her with deep, knowing eyes. As their eyes locked, something deep inside Sarah's heart stirred an ancient recognition, a gentle whisper from her soul. Charlie walked calmly forward, gently placing his paw through the bars, resting it softly in her hand. The shelter staff said he had never approached anyone before. Sarah, profoundly moved, whispered softly, "I didn't choose him. Charlie chose me." Over the coming months, Charlie became Sarah's rock, gently supporting her through a difficult divorce, comforting her when she lost her job, and quietly reminding her that she was never alone. Later, reflecting on their journey, Sarah said softly, "Charlie didn't just rescue me from loneliness, he rescued me from losing myself." Stories like Emily's, Mark's, and Sarah's aren't unusual. They happen quietly every day, revealing something profound. dogs truly are souls fulfilling missions of love, protection, and healing. Edgar Cayce's prophecy isn't distant or abstract. It lives within the gentle eyes, quiet presence, and unconditional love of the dog sitting quietly beside you right now. Have you ever felt your dog appeared at exactly the right moment in your life? Share your story in the comments below. You might inspire others to recognize the soul guardian quietly walking beside them. 2. Perhaps the most beautiful truth about Edgar Cayce's prophecy is that it isn't merely a mystical belief. Today, modern science is beginning to catch up, exploring and confirming exactly what Cayce sensed intuitively nearly a century ago, that the bond between dogs and humans transcends conventional understanding, reaching into realms science is only now daring to explore. Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, renowned biologist and author, spent decades meticulously documenting cases of unexplained animal intuition. His research uncovered something remarkable: dogs repeatedly showing an ability to sense precisely when their humans would return home, even when their owners' schedules were irregular and unpredictable. Sheldrake's groundbreaking studies point to what he calls a non-local connection, a quiet, invisible bond allowing dogs and humans to communicate at a distance, without words or physical signals. He described this extraordinary phenomenon warmly, saying, "It's as if there's a shared frequency allowing the exchange of information without any physical communication channel." At the HeartMath Institute, researchers discovered something equally profound. They found that the hearts of humans and dogs could synchronize, beating gently in harmony during moments of deep connection. Through meticulous measurement of electromagnetic fields, they confirmed dogs and humans literally influence each other's heart rhythms, creating a beautiful and quiet coherence, a shared heartbeat, resonating at the level of soul. At Duke University, neuroscientists conducted groundbreaking MRI studies exploring this human-animal bond even further. What they discovered was astonishing. When dogs and their owners quietly gazed into each other's eyes, their brains activated in precisely matching areas associated with empathy, connection, and emotional understanding. These scientists, deeply moved by their findings, described the experience as profound evidence of interspecies empathy, a silent yet unmistakable conversation between souls that bypasses words and logic, reaching directly into the heart. Quantum physicists, too, have gently begun exploring this phenomenon. Dr. Amit Goswami, author of The Self-Aware Universe, explained it eloquently, saying, "When we speak of quantum connections, we describe a reality where consciousness transcends separation, linking living beings across space and time. Dogs appear naturally tuned to this quantum reality, quietly embodying connections humans are only now rediscovering. These scientific insights don't diminish the mystical, they illuminate it. They validate Edgar Cayce's intuitive prophecy, warmly affirming that the gentle companionship, the quiet comfort, and the deep connection you share with your dog isn't just emotional, it's scientifically real, spiritually profound, and quietly transforming how we understand love itself." As you quietly reflect on this, consider perhaps science and spirituality aren't so different after all. Perhaps together, they reveal a deeper, more compassionate understanding that the bond you share with your dog is part of a sacred reality. Science is just beginning to glimpse. Have you ever quietly wondered if your dog found you at precisely the right moment, as though guided by something deeper, something more profound than coincidence. Here are 7 gentle yet unmistakable signs that your dog chose you for a reason, as Edgar Cayce beautifully described. Does your dog silently appear by your side precisely when you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or sad, even if you've hidden these feelings from everyone else? This subtle, quiet presence isn't random. It's your dog's way of fulfilling a promise to quietly guard your heart through life's storms. Has your dog ever gently nuzzled or rested their head against you? Exactly where physical or emotional pain resides. Dogs often intuitively sense and heal wounds we carry unseen. Their quiet touch is more than comfort. It's healing, an act of spiritual alchemy transforming pain into peace. Perhaps you felt your dog silently guiding you away from a path or choice that felt wrong, gently nudging you towards something better, safer, or kinder. If your dog has ever quietly redirected your steps, trust it. They're fulfilling their role as intuitive guides, leading you softly toward your highest good. Have you noticed your dog mirroring your emotional state, quietly absorbing stress, sadness, or loneliness? If your dog has ever gently sat beside you, quietly absorbing your heavy emotions, they're reflecting your heart, silently promising, "You are not alone. I am here, walking through this moment beside you." Have there been moments when your dogs seem to quietly listen, not only to your words, but also to your silence? Dogs chosen by destiny become unspoken listeners, patiently absorbing your worries and fears, quietly acknowledging your heart's truth when no one else can hear it. Has your dog ever gently appeared in your dreams, comforting you with quiet reassurance, or delivering a subtle yet profound message? Edgar Cayce spoke often of dogs crossing spiritual boundaries to communicate truths we deeply need to hear, gently reminding us our souls remain connected even beyond waking life. Have you ever gazed quietly into your dog's eyes and felt an overwhelming sense of familiarity, as if you recognized each other from long ago? This timeless connection isn't your imagination. It's the gentle awakening of ancient souls reuniting, a quiet reminder that love endures, bridging lifetimes and worlds. If you've recognized any of these quiet signs, pause a moment and reflect deeply. Your dog isn't merely by your side, they've quietly chosen you, guided by a gentle hand, fulfilling a promise made long before either of you arrived here. Take a quiet moment and share your story below. When did you first realize your dog chose you for a reason? Your words could quietly awaken someone else's heart, gently reminding them of the soul guardian silently walking by their side. Now, I invite you to take a quiet moment and reflect deeply on your own story. Has your dog ever entered your life exactly when you needed them most, like a gentle guardian arriving just when your heart longed for comfort? Perhaps your dog has quietly healed your sadness, gently protected you from harm, or silently guided you toward a decision that changed your life. These aren't simply moments, they're profound affirmations that your souls chose one another long before you met. Share your story in the comments below, and let your experience quietly inspire others to recognize the gentle guardianship unfolding silently in their own lives. Your words might awaken someone else's heart, gently reminding them they're never alone. And if you know someone who has been quietly guided, protected, or healed by their dog, gently share this video with them. Remind them softly that their bond isn't random, that their beloved companion chose them, guided by a loving hand from a realm beyond our sight. You may now begin to realize you are not simply a dog owner, nor your beloved companion merely a pet. Together, you share something deeper, a gentle spiritual destiny quietly unfolding. Your dog isn't in your life by chance, but by a sacred choice made long ago, quietly guiding you toward your highest truth. Edgar Cayce's vision gently reminds us that we stand at the edge of a remarkable awakening, an era where dogs reveal their true roles as healers, guardians, and gentle guides. The canine awakening isn't something distant. It's happening quietly, right now, within your home, within your heart. If you listen carefully, you might sense your dog whispering silently to your soul. I chose you for a reason. I am here, walking beside you on this path, quietly reminding you who you truly are. Thank you for opening your heart to this truth. Remember, you are part of something profound, one of the greatest transformations humanity has ever experienced. And your gentle companion is right there with you, quietly fulfilling their true destiny. Next, join us to discover another quiet truth, the sole purpose of cats, and how these mysterious companions quietly guide us toward unlocking our deepest intuition. Subscribe and gently ring the bell so you don't miss the next step in your journey of spiritual awakening.